Hey, this is Chaz back with another short episode of Law Have Mercy. I'm going to give you the most amount of information in the shortest period of time. This one is a good one, okay? So I'm going to bring you some true experience I've had. I've had all three of these issues pop up in cases. And so what I'm going to do right now is arm you with the three things you should never say after a car wreck. Things you should never say after a car wreck. All right, and I've had experience with all three. Now I've been able to fix it, but why fight a battle that we shouldn't have to? All right, so I'm going to pre-arm you with this legit information. All right, number one, after a car wreck, never say I'm sorry. Right? What do you mean? Well, some people just apologize, just say I'm sorry. I'm sorry this whole situation ever took place. All right, you're just trying to say that this really shouldn't have happened. Even though you're not at fault, you're just like, sorry that it happened, okay? If you start saying that, a police officer is going to assume that you're apologizing because you're at fault. And they'll catch that on a body cam, a dash cam, a witness could overhear you saying that, and all of a sudden it makes like you're at fault, because why would you be apologizing? Well, you didn't really mean it that way, but it's being construed against you. So never say I'm sorry or apologize at a wreck, because that is an admission of guilt, or it could be perceived as an admission of guilt. I've had it in a case. It was not fun. We got it right, but why take that chance? Number two, never say I'm okay or I'm not hurt after a wreck, because you don't know, right? Adrenaline's pumping. What you mean when people say I'm okay, it means that it doesn't really mean that you're okay. It doesn't really mean you're fine. It doesn't really mean you're not hurt. It just means like my arm's not missing. All right, I just survived a wreck and I'm not dead. I'm okay. That word okay or I'm not hurt really minimizes the reality of the situation, okay? You could be dealing with adrenaline, right? Which our bodies are programmed that when our adrenaline is jacked up, we're not perceiving certain pain that we may have. So the minute you get home, the minute you wake up in the morning the next day, your neck's hurting, your back's hurting, your shoulders hurting because that adrenaline came down. Same thing happens to me as a runner, right? When I'm running a marathon, I don't feel pain. The next day, though, I can't get out of bed. My adrenaline's jacked up, okay? And also, when you say I'm not hurt, you may mean not hurt enough to take the ambulance, not hurt enough to go to the emergency room, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Because tonight, tomorrow, you could be feeling it, okay? So why even have that conversation? If the cops ask you, are you hurt? You can say, look, I'm going to get myself checked out, but I don't need an ambulance. And I'm thinking, I don't need a $2,500 ride 2 miles down the road. I'll get my wife to bring me, or I'll do something. I'll make arrangements, or I'll go to urgent care tomorrow. That doesn't mean I'm not hurt, and it doesn't mean I'm okay. It just means I just want to get off the side of the road, okay? I just want to get off the side of the road. I want to go home, all right? So don't say those words. And number three, which I think could be the most important, never say, let's just exchange information. Let's not call the cops, okay? So what happens is, let's say you get rear-ended. Mrs. Smith comes out the car and says, oh, I'm so sorry. Look, I have great insurance. I have all the money in the world. My husband owns a body shop. We don't really need to call the cops, do we? We don't need to stay here for 2 hours on the side of the road waiting for the cops. Let's just exchange insurance information. I'm going to open a claim, and they'll take good care of you. My husband will fix your car. I'll send you a check. Just here's my phone number. Here's my insurance information. Let's not wait on the cops. Wrong. Bad move. Because when Mrs. Smith gets home, her memory gets a little different. And she thinks you might have backed up into her. And at least that's what she's telling her husband, because her husband's pissed that this whole situation happened. Mrs. Smith starts thinking about her insurance rates going up. Right? Things change. And guess what? Newsflash, people lie. Right? So if you call the cops, if you call 911, they come out to the scene, there's going to be a police report prepared. There's going to be police officers that conduct an investigation. They get all the insurance information. They get all the contact information. And it's nice and neat and convenient. And we can give that to the insurance company that's prepared 5 to 7 days after. Don't allow someone who just wrecked into you determine how this is going to go down. We have cops. We all pay taxes. Police are trained. They can do the job for us. All right. So never say, let's just exchange insurance information, or we don't need to call the cops. All right. Those 3 things, priceless information. We can get past them all. It's a dogfight. Why go through that? Okay. Hope this helps. Stay tuned for more. Hey, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe to the podcast and leave us a 5-star review. It helps keep the show free, and it helps us book better guests to provide more valuable content to you. Hope you enjoy the show.